What's going on, guys? We're back with another video. We got an important video today. We're going to go ahead and cover the recent ICE shooting that just happened. Alex Pretti, pretty sure that's what his name was. So, of course, we don't like to see people losing their lives. As far as the general aspect goes, human life is valuable, so we have to value every single human life, no matter who it is, no matter how much you hate them, no matter how much you can't stand them, no matter how many times they stole from you, you still have to value human life. Now, with that being said, what's going on in Minnesota is just absurd. It's just absurd. It's just ridiculous. You have people who have committed some of the worst crimes known to man. We don't need to name the crimes that's been committed. I mean, you guys could look it up. There's a list out there of that's the list of the illegal aliens, the criminals that the DOJ put out for ICE to go to Minnesota and detain. We're looking at some serious, heinous, callous crimes like child trafficking, murder, things like that. Just your everyday crimes, right? So ICE is sent out there to go and detain these people, to go lock these people up, get these people out of our country, and try to make the place a little bit safer. And we have people out here terrorizing ICE, distracting them. With they're using whistles. They're like whistling in their ear so they can get distracted. They're blocking the roads with cars. They're out there. They're armed now. They're armed with guns. I don't really understand what are we doing here? And these people are paid. Let's just call it what it is. These people are getting paid for this. Nobody in their right mind is going to protect child traffickers out there and risk their life to protect these people and Somali daycare scammers. Who in their right mind would go out in the negative 20-degree cold to protect Somalian daycare scammers and child traffickers? These people are getting paid. It's just as simple as that. Hopefully they're getting paid. Hopefully they're getting paid. If there's a soul, if there's a human being, if there's a species out there that is going to do that type of thing for free, then maybe I might have to take back what I said about the first part of this video. I guess some people do need to go if they're willing to do that for free. But it's neither here nor there. So they're just making it extremely hard for ICE to go in there and do their job. They're making it extremely difficult. They're giving them a hard time. ICE, and a lot of these people, they haven't had a lot of training. I could imagine that not a lot of people want to be illegal immigrant enforcement. They don't want to be immigrant customs enforcement, which is what ICE stands for. I could imagine we're probably short-manned. We're understaffed. We're running a tight shift here, and we're understaffed. I could imagine that that's the case. So, I know that you could probably go on Indeed right now and go ahead and get a job at ICE. They're looking for people. So the training regimen that they're putting these people through, it's probably not that thorough. It's probably not that thorough. It's probably not that detailed. It's probably not that deep. They probably don't cover everything. You know what I'm saying? They're probably sending them out there. Maybe they didn't go through day 12 of their training, they completed everything. Maybe they stopped at day 6. But we're in a disaster right now. Minnesota is a wasteland. You know, it's getting worse by the day. People are dying every day. And then every time somebody dies, they burn the city up. They're they're throwing they're throwing tear gas, they're throwing smoke bombs every time somebody dies. And so you got to look at it from ISIS perspective because I don't think people are really being fair. I don't think they're really being charitable towards ICE because these people, like I said, a lot of new hires, a lot of people who, well, there's new hires and there's just newer people to the job. And so they're going out there. Maybe they don't have all the training they need. They're going out there to arrest some of the worst people ever. And of course, these people are evading arrest. They're on the run, they're on the go, they're undocumented. So they have no license, no papers, no nothing. So they're out here trying to find these people. These people are dangerous as well. They're sometimes shooting back. They've killed an ICE officer before. So this is dangerous as well. Like you're going out here trying to arrest criminals. So they have to face that. And it's negative 20 degrees outside. It's snowing. There's ice on the road. It's freezing cold. This is like a polar vortex that just swooped in out of nowhere. So you got to deal with that aspect. And then there's 50,000 crazy liberals in the street with guns, armed to the teeth, with whistles, with pepper spray, out there provoking you, distracting you, obstructing, putting their car in the way of the road, screaming in your face, yelling at you, cussing at you, honking horns. Hey, they're coming. Illegal criminals, run away, they're coming for you. Warning the criminals when ICE is coming. Is this not the hardest job on mankind? Is this not an S-ranked mission? Is this not what are we talking about here? And then the second like they're getting hit with the car, they're like, all right, I shoot this lady. Shoot this lady. The second they need to defend themselves, the second they need to stand on business and put their foot down, now the people are burning down the city. Now everybody starts crying. Now Tyrese Halliburton is a politician now, a basketball player, an NBA player. Now he's saying, hey, what he would have done, brother, you would have never been out there in that situation. You would have never done anything. You would have never done anything. How about you, Tyrese Halliburton? Since you want to talk about politics now, maybe next we can get your philosophy take. Are you a theologian? Can you talk about Christianity next and Islam next, and let's just get your take on everything then, since you wanna start giving takes. That's what these people want to do. They don't know anything about politics, but they want to start giving takes because they have a big following. They want to just start throwing out their opinion out there, which is fine. Throw out your opinion, but you can't make assertions when you don't know anything about politics. You should be a little bit more charitable to politics itself. Be a little bit more open-minded. You know, there's people that's been in this game for a minute. We know the play-by-play. We know what's going on. Ask us. How about you ask us? Instead of going out there and giving your take on it, a point guard for the Pacers. Yeah, shooting guard for the Clippers. Can we get your take on Trump as well? Like, who cares, bro? Who cares? What? Tight end for the Patriots. We need your opinion on Kamala Harris. Like, nah, bro, we're actually good, actually. Like, we're actually good on that. That's actually not needed. That's actually not needed. How about you, like, maybe read a couple books about politics? Maybe read some Milton Friedman, you know? Maybe read some George Washington autobiographies, you know? Maybe do some research on how America was formed and Civil War and World War One and Two. You know, Israel, Palestine. Like, you know, do your research. Do your research. These people are talking, but they don't even know what APAC is. Stop talking. If you don't know what APAC is, bro, you're good on you. You're good. You're good. We don't need to hear that. To be honest, we just don't. We just don't need to hear that. You know, if you don't know what the ADL is, can you just stop talking and just play basketball? All right. Is that too much to ask for? I don't I don't think that's too much to ask for, you know. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what's going on. People don't know Barry Weiss. They want to come out and start making assertions. It's crazy. But now I'm just naming random people. But so, and the saddest thing about it, and we'll end it on this. The saddest thing about this, Tyrese Halliburton, I mean, yeah, he doesn't know anything. So I'm not really gonna it, I'm not too surprised about that, disappointed. But what I am disappointed of is the right wingers. The right wingers, the conservatives, the right wing people, the people who are based, that are right wing Republicans. I don't even know if they call themselves Republicans, but what are we doing? I mean, these guys are talking about, oh, they shouldn't have done this. They shouldn't have killed that guy. ICE is getting out of control. This is not worth it. That was Dave Smith said this is ICE is getting out of control. This is not worth it. What's not worth it? What do you mean it's not worth it? Illegal immigrants in our country, 30 million of them, most of them doing extremely heinous crimes. It's not worth trying to get those guys out. It's not worth enforcing immigration. What does he mean by that? It's not worth it. What's not worth what? Somebody died now we got to stop. Now we got to stop immigration. Now we got to stop trying to enforce immigration cuz somebody died. Oh no, somebody got shot. Dave Smith wants us to stop deporting everybody. Somebody got shot. Oh no, shut it all down. Let all the rapists and everybody just go out there and just do whatever. Just do whatever. The sex traffickers and everybody. Cuz Dave Smith, he can't take it anymore. Somebody got shot. Another liberal obstructing ICE, obstructing law enforcement, acting crazy in the streets, blowing whistles in people's ear. Oh, he got shot. Shut down the whole enforcement. Like, libertarianism is, what does that mean? Does that just mean beta male? Because that's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm seeing. Libertarian just means beta male. That's got to be what it means, because how can you not stand on business in an event like this? Because you best believe the left, the liberals, if something happened, if somebody died out there, if they shot an ICE agent, they don't care. They stand on business. Yes, their ideology doesn't make any sense, and they're pretty much just centered around destruction. You know, they don't really have an ideology. They're really just Marxist. But at least they stand on business. They're not going to give up their whole entire movement because somebody got shot. You know, this is just absurd. We have Dave Smith saying that. Then we got guys like Dan Blazarian, supposed to be based, supposed to be right wing. You know, he's saying criticizing ICE and things like that. Well, why don't you go out there and help them, Dan? You're a military guy. Go out there and help them. Why not do that? You know, because it's easy to sit down and look at Israel Adesanya or look at um John Jones and be like, oh yeah, he should have kicked him there. Oh, he should have done a question mark kick. That would have been right. Oh, he should have dodged that and then yeah, but you're on the couch. Yeah. He probably should have done a question mark kick. You're probably right, but you're on the couch. And would you have done it? No, you wouldn't have done it. But you can sit here and critique all you want. And these are our people. This is our side. ICE is on our side. We want immigrants out, illegal immigrants. We want these criminals out. So why are you critiquing them? Why are you aiming your frustration towards them? Right? The left is already critiquing them enough. We have enough people critiquing ICE. Can we get some support? Not that I work for ICE or anything, but can they get some support? So we're gonna be the 4,000,000th and 600,000th and seventh critiquer of ICE. Is that what we need? More critiquers of ICE? How about we get some support? How about we say, hey, liberals, get out the street? How about we say, liberals, get out of the way? How about we say, liberals, start protecting sex traffickers? Instead of saying, oh yeah, ICE, they shouldn't have done that and they're not trained and they're like, just shut up, bro. Just shut up. These guys are liberals. These guys are liberals. They're leftist. You know, when Israel came, the Israel conversation came up. Everybody started getting based. Everybody started getting red pilled. But anti-Israel is not an ideology. That's not a stance. It's not an ideology. So I think we're really starting to see these people's real ideologies, and they're leftist. They're leftist. They're anti-interventionist, non-interventionist. You know, they don't want to go into Venezuela. They don't want to go get Greenland. They're non-interventionist. What does that mean? Non-American, because we go and get territory, manifest destiny. Oh, is that Louisiana? Let me purchase that. Oh, is that California? Let me get that. Oh, is that Alaska? Is that Hawaii? Let me get that. When were we in the business of, notice how we didn't stop at the 13 colonies. Did you guys ever notice that? Libertarians, non-interventionalists. Did you guys notice we got the 13 colonies and kept going? Don't you notice we had 50 states now? Yeah. We need to step it up, guys. We need to step it up. We need to lock in. We need to support ICE. We need to start blaming the crazy liberals in the street so they can get out the way, go home, and go back to work so ICE can do their job. That's what we need to start doing. We need to aim our frustration because, sure, we have frustration. Let's aim it towards that. You know, instead of being the 6 billionth person to criticize ICE, because that's what they need right now. If you want to criticize ICE, go to Indeed and do an application, join ICE, go out there and show them how it's done. Otherwise, let's just be cheerleaders, bro. Let's just give them some support.